Hi everyone, welcome to my review of the 6th episode of the HBO Max series, The Last of Us. Alright, before we get into it, spoiler warning. If you haven't watched the show, if you're not caught up, don't watch this video. If you haven't played the game and you want to, don't watch this video. You know the drill. Let's get into it. So we left off on a solid episode with episode 5 and the death of Henry and Sam. And the beginning of episode 6 recaps that just a little bit. So it's been 3 months since the Henry and Sam incident, and we are now at a cabin in some forest in the western US. It's snowy, so it's very much winter at this point. And we see a man go into the cabin. His wife is sitting there, and then Joel comes out of nowhere. They talk for a bit. Joel doesn't kill him or hurt him or anything. He didn't hurt the wife. And Ellie's up in the rafters. She obviously can't stay quiet for more than 2 seconds. So she comes down. You can tell that the wife likes Ellie. She likes her jokes. She's very crass, and I think it's funny to both of them. Ellie mentions something about the fireflies. They don't know what the fireflies are. They just think of the bug.
Not the bugs, the people.
There are firefly people?
And I think it just shows the difference between people in the city and people who aren't necessarily touched by everything that happens within the city, like raiders, hunters, and fireflies.
But if you come this far, then you know it's out there. Anywhere people used to be, you can't go there no more.
They tell them not to go past the river because it's the river of death.
You're not gonna scare us.
Scared him?
This scares Joel. They mention that bodies have popped up in the river, and you can visibly see Joel becoming more panicked. They then leave the cabin because they know about where to go now. Ellie steals one of the rabbits they hunted. Dead rabbit. She didn't steal a live rabbit. They're walking, and Joel starts to lose his breath, and he's freaking out. And I thought it was the soup that the lady gave him, but he's just having a panic attack. It's okay. I was really worried for a second, though, that she poisoned him. But he's just having a panic attack. Ellie and Joel settle down for the night as they walk a little bit further. Ellie asks Joel what happens after the cure goes through, after they use her blood to make a vaccine. And Joel essentially says he wants to be a sheep farmer. I find that adorable. She wants to be an astronaut. She loves the moon. And as they go to sleep, Joel tells her to dream of a sheep farm on the moon. And I thought that was really cute because it incorporated both of their dreams. And I really liked that. Shows that they're getting a lot closer. They've got a lot closer in the past 3 months. And also the death of Henry and Sam, I think, brought them a lot closer. Ellie is afraid that the vaccine won't actually work because her giving her blood to Sam didn't work. And so now she's freaking out that she actually won't be able to help anyone. And I think that is a serious fear for her because she doesn't want to end up alone. She wants to help as many people as she can. When they wake up in the morning, Joel wakes up late, so Ellie was keeping lookout. And they decide they're going to cross the river of death. They go across the bridge, and there's some beautiful shots of this bridge, the river, the mountains, and it's all just very beautiful. It's very snowy. It's a wonderful shot. Then all of a sudden, Ellie realizes she can't whistle. She literally does not shut up in this whole episode. She continuously talks. She can't whistle. She wants to learn how to whistle. She's just so funny. She's so lame. And then she sees a dam, and then yells, "Damn!" And Joel jokes that she's no Will Livingston, and it just shows that their relationship has gotten increasingly better over the time they've spent together. She also wants to learn how to hunt. He's not going to teach her how to hunt. Doesn't really explain why. I just don't think he trusts her to hold a gun or, to be quiet enough to hunt. As they're walking, they find another river. And then Ellie's like, oh, maybe this is the river of death. Some people on horses in cowboy hats come up to them and hold them at gunpoint. And so Joel explains that he's looking for his brother. The cowboy hat people have a dog that's going to sniff if either of them are infected, and if they are infected, it's going to rip them to shreds. Joel and Ellie are very stressed out because Ellie's obviously not sick, but she is technically infected, but she's immune. He sniffs Joel, everything's fine. Goes over to sniff Ellie, really tense moment. Joel's having another panic attack. And then Ellie's just like on the ground playing with the dog. Ellie's fine. He's looking for his brother. Lady asks what his name is, and he says it's Joel. She obviously seems to recognize the name, so now they're all on horses and they're going into a town. This woman is Maria. We'll be introduced to her later, but she's also in the games. We'll talk about her in a bit. So they have a whole little town set up, and as they're going through town, Tommy is working and Joel sees him, and they come together and they hug. Joel's obviously extremely happy to see Tommy and just so relieved that he's okay and that he's thriving in this whole community. At this point, the viewer realizes that sexiness runs in the family and that they're both attractive. That's a really important plot point at this point.
Life-saving for future episodes. That'll be
Hey,
life-saving.
pay attention to that plot point.
Yeah, life-saving, I say.
You get the sense right away that Maria dislikes Joel.
A bad reputation doesn't mean you're bad.
Not always, at least.
Guessing because he murdered innocent people, but also she should... Okay,
The off chance
but-
to not like someone because they murder people.
but then she reveals she's married to Tommy, who also murdered innocent people. So I feel like there's some hypocrisy going on there, but whatever. We can discuss later.
Maybe she felt she had the hottest brother until she saw Joel.
Maybe.
And then she was like, damn, I was duped.
She literally was like, oh my God, I could have
thought
had that.
I had the hot brother. Oh, just kidding.
Oh.
I don't. I think that's a plot twist later.
I think that is the plot twist.
Yeah, to be determined.
Mm-hmm.
Probably gonna happen. Stay tuned.
Stupid. So yeah, as I said, while they're in this like dining hall area, Maria and Tommy reveal that they're married.
Oh shit. Congrats.
Joel, say congrats.
Joel doesn't really congratulate them. I don't think he cares that much. Ellie congratulates them because she's nice. There's a kid staring at Ellie. Ellie's obviously very hostile. She doesn't interact with kids that much. I feel it's also going to relate to some portion of her past. But she's pretty aggressive. Understandably. They explain that they settled in this town 7 years ago. They survived by staying off the radio, which obviously is upsetting to Joel because he thought Tommy was literally dead. It was just because they need to stay off the radio so no one finds out about this community that they've built. They get all of their electricity from the dam, and they also take care of sheep. They have livestock, they have greenhouses. Everything they have is for everyone. They even have a town council that's democratically elected. They've really built a society that's as close to a normal society that you can get in these times. Joel jokes that this is just communism, and Maria is like, yeah, it is communism because we live in a commune.
Collective ownership.
So, communism.
Nah, it ain't like that.
It is that, literally. This is the commune. We're communists.
And Tommy just looks appalled, and I thought that was funny because he's just like so military 2003 and then communism, and he literally just like and killed me. His face killed me. Tommy and Joel decide that they're gonna go off and Maria's gonna take Ellie. They're gonna split up so Tommy and Joel can talk alone. You can tell that Ellie doesn't like the idea of being separated from Joel. She's instantly worried, but Joel says she's gonna be fine. It's all gonna be fine. Then we cut to Tommy and Joel talking by themselves.
Doesn't seem like you aged much.
You, on the other hand.
Tommy asks how Tess is. Joel does not tell her that she's dead at this point. He also lied about why he's transporting Ellie, just said she's some daughter of a bigwig firefly, which is what he originally thought, but doesn't mention anything about her being infected. and immune. Tommy says that if the Fireflies are to be anywhere, they're probably at the University of Eastern Colorado. Joel asks if Tommy would go with them to take her there, and Tommy is very reluctant and likely won't go because of Maria. He doesn't want to leave this community they've built, and especially doesn't want to leave his wife. Tommy also reveals at this point that Maria is pregnant, and he is going to be a dad. Also another valid reason to not go to Colorado. It's pretty dangerous. He also explains that he hates that he murdered innocent people.
Joel,
Those things I did, Tommy, those things that you judge me for. I did those things to keep us alive.
We did those things. They weren't things. We murdered people.
Joel just sees it as a survival mechanism, but Tommy basically explains that they could have done other things, but they just didn't do it, essentially. Then Tommy says, I think I'd be a good dad. And Joel says, well, I guess we'll find out. He's so silly. He's so funny. And Tommy got pretty mad about that.
Guess we'll find out. That's all you got?
What else am I supposed to say?
Once again, understandable, but at the same time, you know, Joel's not going to be happy with him because he didn't respond to his calls. I get it. Joel leaves the bar that he was at with Tommy and is now having another panic attack outside. Then he sees a girl that looks like Sarah from behind, and you could just see it's killing him. And this girl has a kid, and it's just so hard for him to see that and to think that she could have been here, but she's not. And that plays into a lot of his fear that he's having with Ellie, because he is starting to feel a love for her as if she was his daughter. Ellie then gets her winter jacket, which is exactly like the one she has in the games. Then we see Maria's house, and on top of the fireplace is a little chalkboard, and it has the names Kevin and Sarah. And it has birth to death dates underneath both of them. Ellie later tells Maria that she's sorry for the loss of her kids, and Maria corrects her and says, Kevin was the only one that's hers. Sarah is Joel's daughter. Maria also explains at this point that she doesn't blame Tommy for any of the killing. She blames Joel because Tommy followed Joel.
Tommy's what we used to call a joiner. Dreams of becoming a hero.
Once again, a bit hypocritical, but I kind of see where she's coming from. It's okay. Maria then tells Ellie that she has to be careful who she trusts because the people that we trust are the ones that betray us. Then she takes Ellie to the movie theater to go see a movie. And it's like a full-blown movie theater. It's crazy how much they have going on here. The movie they're watching is The Goodbye Girl, which plays on some similar themes of trust and betrayal that feature in this episode, and has a feisty young girl reaching out to the main character as a father figure. Joel and Tommy are talking again. Joel apologizes for his previous behavior. Understandable. At this point, Joel tells Tommy that Ellie is immune, and Joel is crying as well. He is just so afraid of failing Ellie because he feels he failed Sarah. He also mentions at this point that Tess died in order to get Ellie to a facility, and that her dying wish was that Joel take her all the way so she can make the vaccine. Joel's fully crying at this point and is practically begging Tommy to take her to Colorado because he just feels he's going to fail her if he does it by himself.
You want me to take her?
I'm just gonna get her killed, I know it. I know it.
So Tommy agrees that he'll take her at dawn. Joel goes to the house that he's staying at and finds Ellie to tell her about the conversation. She's reading a diary. She reveals that she already heard the conversation. You can tell in the scene that he deeply cares about Ellie. And she explains that they both lost people. She understands. And he gives the iconic line of,
"You have no idea what loss is."
You have no idea what loss is.
And it is just fantastic acting by the both of them. They are literally the embodiment of Ellie and Joel. Joel gets mad by the conversation. He's back to his cold self that you saw in the beginning of the series. He just wants nothing to do with the situation anymore. He goes into his own room and he's having flashbacks to Sarah, and you can tell that his newfound love for Ellie is just making it so hard to deal with his grief that he hasn't dealt with in years. Morning comes and Ellie has her little bag packed and she's ready to go, and when the door opens, it's Tommy, and you can tell she's disappointed that it's not Joel. Tommy takes her down to the stables to get on a horse and get going, and Joel is there. He explains that he was going to steal a horse and go away, but he's wanted to give her a choice instead of what she wants to do, to which she instantly responds that she wants to go with him. Not even a second thought on it. He asks Tommy for his gun, and they leave the commune on their way to University of Eastern Colorado. Within this journey, he teaches Ellie how to shoot by setting up a little target and teaching her how to shoot long range. She's like, the gun doesn't work. And then he shoots it perfectly. So you also get little snippets of their conversations as they travel, like how he was a contractor and everybody loved contractors back then.
The contractor. That's pretty cool.
And also him explaining football to her and her trying to grasp the concept of, football in a world that doesn't have sports anymore. They get to Colorado in 5 days, and the mascot is a bighorn. And it's a sheep, so there's another sheep reference, and Ellie, of course, mentions it because she's obnoxious. Joel then explains that if he could be anything he wanted, he would be a singer. He wanted to be a singer when he was younger, so he would be a singer.
The contractor. That's pretty cool.
When they get to the interior of the university, there are monkeys running around. Joel explains that it's probably from experimentation that was used in labs back then, so now they just run around.
Look it.
Don't see any fireflies, though.
When they get into the lab area, they find that there are no fireflies there, and it doesn't look like people have been there for a bit. There's a packing list, so they've obviously all picked up and moved somewhere.
That's where they went.
All the pins lead there. Maybe getting ahead of the weather. Better facilities. I don't know.
They then hear some rustling, go upstairs, find out it was a monkey, but while they're up there, they then see people outside of the window. Joel and Ellie try to leave the building quietly, get to the horse. As he's untying his horse from where he left it, someone comes up from behind and attacks Joel. Ellie has to alert him that someone is there. They fight. Joel does a kill scene from the game. Ellie looks down, and Joel has a piece of a wooden bat stabbed into his torso. He takes it out, and now he's bleeding a bunch. So he gets on the horse as fast as he can, and Ellie turns around and starts shooting the people that are pursuing them, that are part of this same group. They get away, and Joel at some point, don't know how long after, but Joel passes out off the horse, and the episode ends with Ellie crying that she doesn't know what she's going to do without him. And that was the end of the episode. A cliffhanger. So Joel might be dead. You never know. This episode was fantastic. It really highlights Ellie and Joel's relationship and how much stronger it's gotten, how he really sees Ellie as his daughter at this point. And it also shows his relationship with Tommy and how much it's changed over the years, especially from how we saw them back in 2003. Gabriel Luna does a fantastic job as Tommy. He really embodies the character perfectly. Rutina Wesley does a great job as Maria. I personally don't love Maria's character because I think she's a bit of a hypocrite, but I understand why. That's okay. She was making me a little mad. She was like really bagging on Joel for some stuff, and I was like, you literally married and are having a baby with someone who did the same exact thing. Hurt me a little bit inside. That's okay. She did a great job. She did a fantastic job. Her Maria was just amazing. Yeah, I think this one's really highlighting Joel's panic, and I thought that was really well done, all of his panic attacks. And it also highlights how as his love for Ellie is growing, it's bringing up so many memories of Sarah that he just hasn't dealt with, and it shows that grief will always be there, even if you just decide not to deal with it for a while. I also thought it was really interesting to see this entire community and how they've just survived, and they're fine. They're this full community, and it kind of brings us back to the last episode of the sewer community. You can kind of see how people have survived this long, how life would kind of be normal for them, as normal as it can get. I also love that it highlighted how loud Ellie is and how even though you would think that Joel wouldn't like her loud personality, he ends up loving it. I think leaving it off on a cliffhanger is perfect because it's kind of a cliffhanger in the game, so it really parallels the feeling you get when Joel is attacked. The end credits song is a cover of Never Let Me Down Again, the end credits warning song from episode 1. Also, the scene from the game where Joel and Ellie are talking in the bedroom, fantastically done. It's basically step by step the exact same scene, and it's just amazing. They acted it so well. Joel and Ellie and Pedro and Bella are the same person. Like, they are so good. They are meant to be Joel and Ellie. Like, I cannot explain it any other way. They are so fantastic. I think that's all I have to say on this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts below. Feel free to like and subscribe as well, and hit the notification button so you know when my next review comes out, or any other videos that I upload between now and then. And yeah, I really appreciate any feedback you have and any thoughts that you have about the episode. So once again, thank you for watching my review, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!
We gotta sing something now.
No,
Come on, man. I'm not gonna laugh.
you're already laughing.
Yeah, okay, true. Well, you're singing for me later.